Hey everyone, welcome back. We're playing some Ezreal Annie today. It's been a very, very long time since I've played Ezreal actually. Cause I guess like in Seraphine decks, but it's been a while since Ezreal was like one of the main features, I feel like. I used to love Tri-Beam. And so this one has a very similar playstyle. I figured we'd give it a shot. This is Annie Ezreal. This was the highest win rate list I just grabbed. I was also looking at Alan's list was slightly different. He bumped up one copy of Tellstones and didn't have any copies of Ravenbloom Conservatory, but I kind of wanted to play Conservatory. I think it's a fun card. And so yeah, this is pretty much the typical PNZ Noxus control. We have Lord Broadmane as one of our high-end cards as a way to help kill off the enemy board. And specifically, one of the cards I missed the most from these decks is Static Shock, because you didn't play this in Seraphine decks, and so it's been a really long time since I've played this card. But I really love this card. Fantastic for pinging off units in aggressive decks, you know, like a Phantom Butler plus a Boisterous Host. Or if you're going against bigger mid-range decks, pinging two of them to set them both up for your Disintegrate spells, things like that. Otherwise, some interesting cards. Pelter and Tellstones, I am always happy to run at least one of these. It's just so flexible. In the early game, even with the one extra mana tax, it's nice to be able to Aftershock a key unit. In the late game, you can get some Progress Day cards. And then Caustic Griff. 3 copies of Caustic Griff. I don't think I've ever played a deck with a full 3 copies of Caustic Griff. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to give it a try. Aloof Travelers is always a good card to help control the opponent's hand as well. Yesterday, I didn't play any LOR, but the day before that, when I uploaded my most recent video, I was playing Nora Swain on video, I think, and I also played it a bunch that night until I got to Diamond. And I had like a 32 games on it or something with like a 73% win rate, and it felt really good. So I definitely like that one. That's probably been my favorite deck lately. But this is definitely my style of deck as well. I'm excited to give this one a try. Slightly different, obviously, but still a similar backbone of the Noxus control type. Seraphine Twisted Fate, alright. Let's see how this goes. I do like some Seraphine Twisted Fate decks, but I'm not quite sure what the matchup looks like. I imagine we don't want to keep Drum Solo or Lord Broadmane in our opener here, but I will keep Aloof. It's like a interesting tempo unit. It'll either push some damage if our opponent doesn't want to waste removal on it, or at the very least it has Enter the Battlefield effect that can help us... Ooh. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if we want to play this until this is leveled, actually, because they might play Aftershock. I imagine they almost certainly play Aftershock or Pelter and Tellstones, right? And this is always my concern with playing against Seraphine decks. Do I want to give them things to target? Like, they're pretty happy to shoot these things at some point, aren't they?
Why are you here?
So yeah, I'm not sure. I never really know the decisions there of whether or not we should play these guys early on. I do want to play Conservatory. Kind of like make sure we're not wasting any mana, because that's obviously very important in these spell battles. But I'm not sure if it's worth it. I think we'll just pass. We'll take the even mana path and just play our Aloof.
I dropped everything.
Expliterator, that's good. That's one easy way for them to kill Ezreal. So perhaps we just wait again. Ezreal, once he's leveled, we'll play him. We won't play Conservatory till it's leveled. Things like that.
No kills, no entry.
I think I'm okay for now of just spending my units to kill their units rather than spells like a Blade's Edge. Like I'd rather keep spells in hand to kill their champions rather than using the little Blade's Edges and stuff on, you know, their 1-3. We do have 2 Ezreals in hand, but I'm not sure if we want to play it. I think he's too valuable. I guess we could just stick a Broadmane next turn. Maybe at some point we should just stick this and try to make them get rid of it. And if they don't have it, we'll obviously get Tibalt down so much faster from having him on board. Or like the Conservatory on board. If they have Aftershock, it's kind of like whatever. I did play against a Tibalt deck yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, excuse me. And I Aftershocked it when they had 2 spells, and they put like several, and they put 1 spell in stack. I was worried they'd have another one, but they didn't. And so I am always worried against PNC decks, obviously. It is pretty bad for us if they kill Tibalt because it is our only copy, and that's a pretty big game changer in these matchups, but I'll try to stick one Ezreal. Because I think they only run one copy of Hexblade Raider, so they'll probably have to use 2 cards, unless they have like a Get Excited or main deck Aftershock. Sure. I'll try to get them to play a unit first, so we can shoot something with Broadmane. That's interesting. I don't know if we're going to be able to activate Flow very easily. Maybe we just take a flat jump solo, depending on how this turn goes.
Found one.
I think we just kill the keg, right? What are we doing? I have no idea what to do this turn. I think we're just going to stick a Broadmane.
Noxians are not the monsters they make us out to be.
Force them to use it now if they want to get the value from the keg, kind of make them waste a card in a weird spot, rather than like, you know, another card that could target our Ezreal. What did they discard? Bloodbait, okay. Okay, now our Caustic Rift is looking a little better. I guess that's one reason to put Broadmane onto the 1/3, right? Wow, okay, Caustic Rift looks really nasty. Isn't Caustic Rift only 4 mana? Like, they're getting really greedy here. We're taking a ton of damage though, unfortunately. Maybe we just rip an open jump solo, because I don't think we're ever activating Flow very easily with our current hand. Heck yeah. We still can't activate Tibalt if they do have... if they're just saving an Aftershock until it gets low enough. But I imagine they would have played it at some point by now. Okay, well their cards definitely do cost less. I'll just play my own drum solo. That's actually pretty interesting. We could stick Ezreal soon, and hopefully they won't have as many elusives on board. Shoot. We'd have one short if they just ended the round. That sucks. Okay. I'll just take our attack. We can start pushing some damage. I don't think it's a huge deal if they take the block and put Broadmane to 4 health. He's still pretty difficult to kill. Plus we have another in hand that's kind of just sitting around. I really would like to take a pass soon too. Maybe we could use Broadmane there. I guess it's not awful. Doesn't really matter if Ezreal's leveled. I guess it might make it a little bit harder for our opponent to kill him. But we're not burning our opponent out anytime soon, so I'm not sure if it entirely matters.
Ionia misconstrues our noble intentions.
This is pretty interesting to have on board. It'll make it very difficult for our opponent to ever stick a champion, because like any damage units could potentially die very easily, right? I guess all the units are pretty, all the champions are pretty weak anyways. Okay, another Ezreal. So we can level up Ezreal on stack here with the 3rd Ezreal. Potentially interesting. Then we get a decent amount of damage in. And we might get another Mystic Shot. I guess we take our attack, right?
Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
I guess we should be careful of these guys with Glorious Evolution. But I'm not sure if it really matters. I think we'll just take our attack. Fearsome Climb, let's go, baby. Oh, like the Callista Nocturne deck? I've seen that a few times. Is that pretty good? I've had a pretty decent win rate, I think, right? That seems pretty cool. It's been a while since that's been any good, right? That's exciting. I do like seeing decks like that that kind of like... It didn't really get buffed, did it? But it's just like... kind of fits. It's pretty cool. Glorious Evolution is definitely a problem for us. We don't have the card draw to keep up with that if they get like elusives. Okay, Flock is good to kill Seraphine.
I hear you, son. Now you're about
Rats, that's right, she's leveled, so we can't do Sentry Flock, unfortunately. Oh, you're playing Fearsome when it was Elise Callista. Cool. Now it's even more fun. Nice, that's always fun. It's always good to get some of your favorite decks like buffed. Like I love Ash LeBlanc, so anytime they buff that, I'm always happy. I think we have to kill Seraphine, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. Like we always have to heal her whenever she comes down, but like we're not able to do it with one card. Oh shoot, that could actually get them like a game-winning card too. Oh man, double ransom riches. Yeah, we're in trouble. Oh man, this is so bad. Wow, they both went for our face too. We're like super dead soon. I feel like we got a little of that class in this late game.
I did my best.
I'm not sure if we can come back from this very effectively at this point.
Like eyes open.
Because we're kind of just stuck at the point where we have the chump block for the rest of the game. And eventually they're going to find elusives. Yep. I wonder why they didn't play that earlier. All their cards have augments. This thing would be like 5+ power or more by now. Well, yeah, this one's pretty much over. I'll just scoop this up. Alright, GG. That was fun though. I do enjoy those matches, but definitely feel like I lose them a little too often. I don't think that's our ideal matchup though. That's not the one we're looking to beat. I haven't seen much Seraphine on ladder. I wonder what the win rate is for that. Let's see here. Last 3 days, Seraphine. Ezreal, Seraphine, Victor has 52% win rate, but there's not even enough data for... Well, look at that. We actually ran into another Seraphine deck. That's funny. Well, how do we want to approach this? Is Aloof Travelers ever good enough to keep? I will keep Caustic Riff. No, that's the Bandle... No, that's the Bilgewater one we want to keep Caustic Riff for. I suppose Caustic Riff's good, though, with Broadmane, right? But I don't know if we want to keep those. I think we'll pitch. Yeah, there's not even enough data for Twisted Fate Seraphine, which is kind of funny. I really like that one, the Glorious Burblefish version. I'm gonna play Annie now, so we can open attack. And I'll have to have a fast speed to do it. Things like Aftershock won't do it, or Thermal Beam. Even though I'm not sure if they'd want to particularly cast those early on. But this does get our tip bulk. Nice, okay. I don't expect any to ever level in this matchup, that's for sure. We can just play House Spider next turn. I guess we can play it now. So they can't get the attack with the 2-1 next turn. Thermo, sure. I mean, that is kind of whatever. I don't know if Annie's the way we win this matchup ever. So, again, just one little piece of removal that can go towards Ezreal. But I would like to just slam aloof next turn. And I want to save my mana. I want to be able to activate Flow at some point. 3-cost Blade Jets kind of sucks. I'll take the end round. And I'll play the aloof that they know about. Probably just getting rid of like a Thermo Beam or Hex Obliterator. Yeah, okay. Static Shock's good. That can help ping off some of their units. And then we can start like getting in for some damage on board. So how much mana we'll have 8 mana next turn? If only Blade's Edge was 1 mana. We could go Static Shock plus Blade's Edge plus Ezreal and keep up flow for the following round. Disintegrate's good if they play champion. So we can't play aloof and keep up Static Shock plus Disintegrate. But I do want to play Static Shock. And then we want to be able to kill our champions. I don't know. I don't think it matters right now if they stick a Seraphine. I'm tempted to play another aloof. I just don't think it's very good right now. I think it's better for them if we take that pass. Plus, this is cycling a card, so now it does put the incentive on them. Oh man, if only we had that, I probably would have saved that Static Shock. Sure. Okay, I'm willing to throw it on the next aloof here. They can't play Victor. And Ezreal and Seraphine are okay if they stick for a turn. Because they can't use the Ezreal's Mystic Shot.
Look, a thing. L, that's not ours.
Good thing we didn't play Ezreal. I always forget about some fumes. I don't know why. I always think of stuff like Group Shot and Mystic, of course, but never that one. I guess we could take our attack here. Set up our guys for a Costa Griff in return. That doesn't feel great. I guess we could pass. I don't know. They're kind of forcing us to do something. I'm going to just throw out this expensive Blade's Edge. Maybe it was worth it to just set up a Caustic Riff instead. Okay, now I think that's pretty good. Mystic Shot was a decent draw. We clear this, we're actually starting to push a little bit of damage. And so we have a few actions to manipulate this round. Really? I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'll spend a flock. We have 2 Disintegrates and a flock in hand for the champions, so I'm pretty happy to throw a card out here. And kind of keep pushing some damage. They have to do something here, and maybe we can finally stick an Ezreal. They really don't want us to play this Ezreal, huh? Sure, we'll take our damage, we'll move on. We activated Flow too, which is really good. And Annie, that's another cheap action that actually pushes board pressure too. I think we'll just shoot that. Try to stop them from getting too much value with it. Back alley bar is a little bit of a problem with being a good blocker. I guess it's not a big deal though. It'll set up for a Caustic Rift if it blocks anything, even our Annie. I do want to like try to manipulate Annie to stay alive so that we can make our opponent use more removal. I'm not sure if that's really going to work though.
Come on, Tibbers. It's playtime.
And I would like to get my jump solo out this turn too. I'll take this block. Now they can't block Annie next turn. Plus we save a little bit of health. Plus it sets up for Caustic Rift. That's pretty interesting. We could open Broadmane and still keep up a lot of mana next turn, plus threaten a huge attack. So this is 2, we'll go down to 8. Split us down to 4. That'll put us down to 1, and then we'll have 2 spell mana left up. So I don't know if I want to play House Spider right now.
Misconstrues our noble intentions.
I would very much like to stick Ezreal soon. I just don't think he's going to live if we do. Maybe now we can.
Time for a true display of skill.
Maybe we do just leave Annie back. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually really interesting. So I don't know if we're going to attack with any of our units on board. Annie can't even damage Petricite Charger. So I guess we just get in with Ezreal.
Shot, all skill. Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
We might have to attack through at some point to just push some extra damage. And that's pretty much our only way of dealing with Petricite Charger. But we have enough spells in hand that if Ezreal levels, we might actually be able to... How does flow work? Is it spells or skills? Okay, so we had Broadmane plus Ezreal, so we can end round here. Jump Solo will be 3 mana and reduce the new cards by 2 as well. Very, very good. I was gonna say, how is that in their deck? That's right, okay. So Annie can't block, that's fine. I'm very happy to play Caustic Rift this turn. If they develop one more unit. Okay, and if they just attack, I'm also happy to do it because we can just go like this. I want to block here because it'll drop it down to 2 health so Annie can attack next turn. Plus our Broadmane will only take 2 damage in return if they block here, right? And then we can just Caustic Rift, kill these 2. We can pass. Our opponent has to do something. As soon as they stick a champion, even if it's a leveled Seraphine, we can kill her on stack at least. So because of that, I don't want to use my Mystic Shot from Ezreal. I guess our open attack is good enough, right? It's not that bad. We're pushing some damage. Ezreal will level if he gets the attack in. We can level him on stack if we need to, but it might just be better to replay Ezreal. Our opponent should end round now, so that we can't open attack. Because if we open attack with Ezreal, he'll just die in stack and we won't get it. Like, I prefer them to just kill Ezreal right now so we can replay him, right? Whoa. Not what I expected.
My prize.
I think I'll just shoot here. I really don't want to, though. We can pass. We can pass. I really want to keep up this Mystic Shot in case they play champion. Until we get another pink spell in hand, right?
Really?
Annie will just die to this. That's actually kind of funny. Maybe we just keep her back. She's almost leveled. So we can kind of keep her as another threat.
Easy does it.
Okay, I was gonna say, if they try to kill Ezreal, I don't think I can spend this third Ezreal as a way to try to, like, keep him safe, because they almost certainly will have another ping somewhere. But it appears like they don't, so... If our opponent doesn't do anything, what do we do? Do we just Mystic Shot the Broadwing, even though it won't take any skills? Any damage from skills, just to level up Ezreal? Or do we just go face and start trying to burn them out? Okay, well, I'll just shoot that, I suppose. Because our opponent will end round here if we don't. Annie's almost leveled 2, so we could level her up on stack if we need to. Housebuilder's pretty good too. We can start going aggro-ish. I'd love to Sentry Flock something soon. For 1 mana.
Go away.
Very happy to take this block. That means our Annie can attack next turn, so we'll be pushing more damage that way. Sure. That's actually kind of funny. I like that.
Hell, wait up.
Okay. I like that. We'll open attack. Annie will be at 5 out of 6. And then we can level her up in stack if we need to. Just for the sake of getting Tibbers. We might actually be able to kill them here. Oh, should we have done that first? Because it... No. Because stunning it wouldn't have done anything, would it? Or maybe it would have stunned... It would have stunned the unit. It just doesn't take damage, right? So I guess that doesn't matter. But our opponent's almost dead here. We actually have lethal. Cool. That was an interesting game. We didn't use any of our cards. We still have triple disintegrate in hand. Ooh, that's actually kind of interesting. Our opponent could heal, but I think we just have lethal with burst Ezreal, right? So it doesn't matter. We could have put so much more on stack too. GG.
And Ezreal is victorious.
Yeah, that one definitely felt way different than the Seraphine Twisted Fate matchup did. Maybe our opponent just didn't have a good hand, or they were just being very cautious with the champions. Because it felt like we kind of just slowly drained them out of the game. We never really did anything impressive. Team of Tristana. This is the matchup I was looking for. Like the Tristana decks. I really like Tristana. I think I should try some of her decks more often. Because I don't know if I even really played her much. But she's a cool card. Okay, I do love Sentry for the sake of either stunning a Tristana on turn 4. If that's when like the developer, or like Sentry Flock type thing. On our turn 3. And I do love Static Shock. But I don't know if we should keep Sentry. I think we should just look for more hardcore removal instead. Like, unless we had Flock in hand, right? This is definitely really awkward, though. I don't like those cards in this matchup. Broadmane's good, but I don't know if he's particularly effective in this matchup until like really late in the game. I guess we could have just played Conservatory this round, because it doesn't really matter if we have 2 mana or 3 mana going into next turn. I guess unless they develop a ton of 1-drops, like 3 1-drops, and we have a Caustic Rift in hand, but... Because I don't think they have any landmark removal, right? So we could probably stick this if they develop. Or even just next turn. It's not the end of the world. But I think I probably should have just slammed Conservatory there. Disintegrate plus Blade's Edge is also interesting. Okay. We'll just take the 2 here. We'll play Conservatory, move on. Static Shock's good at killing Minion, Teemo, but they're not playing. No, they are playing the Teemo version. I'm actually not super familiar with the Bandle City Shadow Owls version, but I think they play 2 Copies of Vengeance, right? And I don't really know what other 1-drops they play. And like the Owl Cat will spell shield, so that's not particularly important. I think it's mostly just setting up damage for like killing a team, or just Tristana with Disintegrate, right? Do we win if Tibble comes down? I don't know if that's a direct win condition for us, but it'll certainly help for clearing out the board. But I think at that point it just might be a little too late, you know what I mean? I'd rather just pass here and save our removal for more important things. We aren't particularly pressed for time at the moment, and there'll be more important units to come along in a second. Like Bandle City Mayor, do we want to try to kill him? He has 3 health, that's kind of tough for us to do. But I also don't want to burn a ton of mana, because next turn I'll only have 3 excess mana if I play aloof. And then we can only play a Blade's Edge, so I really hope our opponent does develop this turn, I suppose. Okay, that's actually pretty good too. So I think we're pretty happy to play House Spider here, rather than aloof. But they tapped out of any other important units, so maybe we do just go aloof.
Look, a thing.
Well, we think we have like the time to develop without being punished too hard. The Shasi's gone, that's good. Because Tristana gets huge and we don't really have an easy way to deal with her if we've already spent our removal by that point in the game. Hopefully, like, our deck just keeps us going with enough jump sellers and stuff at this point that we do have answers. I am curious about how much we really want to spend shooting minion. Our opponent is incentivized to attack, so I think I'll take our block here. And we can play Blade's Edge here. It saves 2 life, right? We have a Static Shock in the future. Maybe we just go like this. Do you really care about putting Aloof Travelers prone to a Vile Feast or Group Shot? I mean, we do want to kill this though, because they're both pushing 2 damage. And I don't know. I don't know what to do there. I don't know if it's particularly important. We could have gone House Spider that turn. Maybe it wasn't the biggest deal. Caustic Rift's really good. Okay. So I'm pretty happy to just go House Spider here. And we can just keep up Blades of Disintegrate for a Tristana. So since we're saving Blade's Edge Disintegrate for Tristana, maybe we just play Static Shock on these Mayors. Another House Spider is actually really good. How do I want to set up Caustic Rift here?
Anyone seen any sheep around here? I lost mine.
That's still vulnerable to a Flock, so that's not the end of the world. I do want to keep up mana next turn. But I suppose if we have... We could just play Lord Broadmane, right? But I do want to be prepared in case they open attack. Force them to do something else. Quietus. Okay, that's fine. I don't think we want to take any attacks here. They have Minion and Big Bandle City Mayor. And Group Shot, okay. Now if they open attack, we probably will take a little bit of damage, but it won't be the end of the world. We can just follow up with Lord Broadmane, and then we'll be attacking with Tristana if they open attack. Ezreal's good. We haven't really targeted much this game, have we? Lord Broadmane can just kill Banal City Mayor. But is that really the best play? I feel like it's about as close as we're going to get this turn. Costa Griff isn't very good right now.
You dropped some.
Oh shoot, that's actually pretty bad. I was relying on that. We can just flock then when they attack, right? We can play Ezreal now. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe we'll pass. We'll see what they do first. There's Tristana. Okay, that's why I wanted to wait. I didn't want to waste all my turn on Ezreal if we had to deal with Tristana as well. And we can still flock the mayor, which is good. Particularly annoying that they can re-equip the equipment, the equipment over and over on like the minion and stuff. But we do have Tibble coming down the road soon. Wow, they're really shooting our stuff, aren't they? Maybe it's just better to go Costa Griff this turn. If we like block. Costa Griff, we take 8. We take 6. Or we just go like this. And flock. We take 4. Setting up Costa Griff a little bit better. I think that's fine. Alright, I probably want to stick Ezreal soon. We have a lot of cards on hand, but we haven't been able to find the time for it yet. If they have Vengeance, I think I feel really sad. But, I guess we could just pass here, too.
We made it. Yay.
But our stuff didn't.
Vengeance, good. Okay, Ezreal should be pretty safe soon. And we have just enough to kill Tristana. Yep, perfect. They could replay her, unfortunately, if they happen to have third in hand. But they're not killing us next turn if they open attack very efficiently. Then we could stick Tibbalk. We also have like Costa Griff available. We're looking pretty okay for now. I'm a little spooked if they find another Tristana.
They've never seen a contraption like this before.
Tibbalk, actually very interesting. Holy smokes, hold on. Okay, now it just clicked. Costa Griff is so good in this deck because Tibbalk buffs it up. But we only have one copy of Tibbalk, obviously. We're taking a ton of damage. I'd really like to get Tibbalk down first. And then play Costa Griff, right? Okay. I think we're just taking a ton of damage then. So in that case, we have to block here.
Just kill me.
And just go double Costa Griff. A little awkward. But it gets the job done. We don't have to do anything here. We can pass. We can play Ezreal plus Tibbalk next turn.
You dropped.
Oh, shoot. Are you kidding me? So punished. Actually, so punished. Oh my gosh. Wow, that sucks so bad. We could have played Tibbalk that turn very easily, obviously, but man, that stinks. We really needed that, I think. Ezreal's almost leveled, and we have card draw. We've killed 2 Tristanas, so they don't have a ton of, like, link conditions anymore, but they're still close to just swarming us out. Very crazy game. Oof. That Tibbalk would have been so good. That's actually kind of interesting. I think we'll just open with this just to get more information about our turn. Like, that's pretty interesting.
Let's go make some friends, Tibbers.
No vengeance. Please, not vengeance. Buster shot. Okay.
I'm so good, I surprised myself.
Rats. Another Annie. Kind of interesting, actually. I think we should attack and play our Disintegrate. Or play a Mystic Shot, maybe. Maybe not. Because we kill Yuna offensively when it's very difficult for us to kill him defensively at the moment. We just kind of have to hope they don't have a Tristana and we're good. That's the only reason I'm willing to like waste this Mystic Shot, because we already killed 2 Tristanas. That almost got me real spooked. That is pretty bad though. With Hungry Owlcat. We do have a progress day in hand. Oh, okay. We're in trouble for sure, but I'd really like to use this for card draw. Okay, they decide not to. So we're taking 5. I don't like that. 4. Okay, 4. Interesting. We can stick Ezreal this turn. And our stuns, flocks will deal damage. Well, no, our spells will deal damage. What? That's not good. That's so bad. We're definitely in trouble now. I guess we can kill something. I don't know if it's particularly good at this point. I guess we have to kill Teemo at some point, but then they just re-equip the equipment. So we'll pass a turn. Alright, lots and lots of card draw this game. Still very spooky though. Oh yeah, we do have that in hand as well. That's kind of bad. Well, we're not killing them on board anytime soon. This is also very awkward. This minion's going to be a problem. It's going to get so much equipment. It's like we're never going to actually kill them. I guess... Was that our third Ezreal? I actually don't even remember. I don't know how we're winning this. Oh, come on. That's brutal. They killed everything of ours this game. Like, we never, ever stood a chance. Like, do you remember, like, they used, like, 4 cards on our 2 house spiders? Man. Very crazy game. Now we're forced to use... I don't think we're ever getting out of this, but we can try, of course. I thought this would be an interesting matchup. I mean, it is certainly interesting. I'm not sure if we played it poorly. This is my first time really in the matchup, of course. How did they get the equipment? I don't even remember actually. Oh, from Wandering Shepherd, right? We dealt with 2 Tristanas. They dealt with a good amount of our... Why now? Why not start your turn with that? Because we can just chump block him for a while, if necessary. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we have to pass. Can't really do too much here. I feel like this is just a matter of time until we hit another puff cap. Oh, there it is. GG. What a game. Kind of wild.
No one puts out my fires.
Certainly an interesting matchup. We had so much card draw. I thought we'd be able to get there, but they had a perfectly timed aloof to stop our Tibble, stuff like that. They played it pretty well too, I'd say. Veigar Senna, cool, okay. So we're both kind of looking to shoot each other's champions. I think Veigar or Loaf Travelers looks really good. Telestones can't kill Veigar, so I'm not going to keep that. Definitely looking for cards like Disintegrate and Flock. Perfect. A little slow, but we can get there. I wonder if this is one of the Soul Cleave decks. I'd like to use the card this turn, but if not, it's not the end of the world. I'll wait one more turn. If we play Aloof Travelers there, they get to play Veigar for free. Now I'll play Aloof. The Ruination. Okay. Forgot about that card. So good to get that one out, but I would have preferred to get like a Vengeance out of hand, I think. We can try to get aggressive. If we play one Mystic Shot here, we still have so many ways to trigger Disintegrate on Veigar. I'm not quite as scared. And then we can just play our House Spider next turn. I don't think Ezreal should come down in this matchup until he's leveled. Our opponent's not going to give us any easy targets to level him, so it might be a while. But it is a super easy target for our opponent to shoot. Sure.
You never.
I'll pass. We don't need to put this guy prone to a Vile Feast yet, because we're probably going to end up killing this with a Caustic Rift at some point. I'd rather save my targeted removal for more important units. Like, I'd rather save the Mystic Shot for, the 3-2, the Catalyzer. We're kind of at an impasse, though. What do we do? Do we just, like, slam Ezreal? I don't feel like that's a great idea, but... Like, we play Ezreal, we just play Vengeance, right? Then what do we do?
Fashion forward.
I think now is our best time to try to stick it. It's only our first Ezreal, so we can just draw more later on, hopefully. If they don't have a Vengeance right now, we can actually get a target on something, right? Quietus! I did not realize Quietus still killed Ezreal. That sucks. Okay. Sure. Do we just take the card draw? I don't think so. I don't think it really does much at this point. Well, they tap out of a champion, so I suppose we'll go for it. There's Aloof. That's a pretty good draw. It's actually really bad for us if they play their own Aloof here. We'll burn 2 cards. Because we'll overdraw and then discard.
Long road behind, long road ahead. Make the hurt your weapon. Spotlight on me.
I guess we could just play Lord Broadmane this turn. On the cattle. Oh, that's still the Roadmaker. But then our opponent plays Veigar and we're sad. So I think we'll just pass for now.
We made it. Yay.
But our stuff didn't.
Vengeance, good. These guys are pretty chunky. I'm pretty happy to play Lord Broadmane now. We have Caustic Grove in hand, plus we have Mystic Shot plus Disintegrate, or Blade's Edge plus Disintegrate still for Veigar. Not a card I was expecting. Haven't seen that one in a long time, actually. I think I'm okay with taking 3 damage here. I'll just play Static Shock. Do you want to use 2 more cards? Okay. Another Broadmane.
Give me your malice creatures of doom!
What are the odds of just sitting on a Veigar? I think we can pass. We can just open with Broadmane next turn.
We are all seeking an end to war, friends.
I missed that card. I haven't seen that in a long time. Wow. Okay. So we can probably stick Ezreal this turn. And we have third Broadmane in hand as well. It's pretty good. I think I'm okay with that trade. We played Broadmane, we killed their Catalyzer, and they used a Vengeance.
It's not bragging if you can back it up.
This sets up Caustic Griff nicely. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep Ezreal alive long enough to burn our opponent out. But it's certainly a start. We'll get there. Hopefully. That's a little unfortunate. I guess we could stun flock her again though. Why would they stack it, right? While sending us fast speed instead of giving us chances to play cards? Oh, what if they have... Oh no, they tapped out of the card that turns it back in hand. Sure. Well, Senna would need a Flock anyways, so I'm just going to play the Flock now to get the 2 damage from Ezreal. Then we have a clean board. We can open attack for 3. We're running out of cards though. I guess Broadmane plus Mystic Shot's enough to kill Veigar again. Okay, I'm pretty happy to play Annie here. We'll see what our opponent does. Not quite as cool.
Find the living and the dead.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I want to kill that, but Darkness gets to kill Annie for free, unfortunately. Maybe we shouldn't be killing the Sentinel if they have another Veigar in hand. Then on 1 card, I guess we still have 2 jump solos in deck though. I'm actually pretty happy with a Static Shock, Jump Solo, Aloof. We still have some good draws. I don't know if Annie's a good shot at this point. This kind of stinks. I think we lose. I think I wasted too many resources on other cards. So Annie just dies instantly now, unfortunately.
Spotlight on me.
I think we have to take this. We don't have a good chance of killing Veigar unless we have like Mystic Shot plus another spell to kill Veigar. I don't even know if we can ever win this now. Don't they just shoot our champions as soon as we play them?
Come on, Tibbers. It's playtime.
Okay. GG. Alright, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. Definitely didn't do so great on this deck, but I definitely enjoy the style. I do think it's interesting that 3-Lord Broadmane has kind of become the meta part of the deck. I do enjoy it, but I don't think I made a great use of Broadmane, so I'll have to practice that some. Yeah, let me know what you guys have been playing. If you're on YouTube, come say hi on Twitch. I always enjoy chatting with you guys. And if you're on Twitch, I always upload the VODs to YouTube in case you miss one. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.